This church just a couple of days ago adopted boycott and sanctions,
from the
but not divestment.
Huh.
And that's a big step.
Yeah, I mean, that's really big. So, small steps, but yes.
So a number of years ago, I look back now at me being quite naive and supporting the two-state solution. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to a Palestinian who supported the one-state solution. And I said, we're never going to see a one-state solution in our lifetimes. And he said, that's okay.
Yeah.
We have many lifetimes.
Exactly. Well, I was going to say, some people say we already have a one-state solution. It's just not one that's, you know, with equal rights for all, because Israel already controls.
Israel has its own one-state solution.
Exactly, yeah. So it's just a matter of...
No BDS.
Right, yeah. That's the... One of the co-founders of the Palestinian BDS movement, Omar Barghouti, wrote that book about it, which is really good. So.
And you said 50% of within the Israeli borders are Palestinian?
No, within the entire borders, meaning the West Bank, Gaza, you know, Israel, Jerusalem, because they still control those lands. They're not independent.
Sure.
Yeah. So all in the entire. Basically, in 2004, there was this really critical demographic report that came out that came up with, it found that actually in 2020, Palestinians will outnumber Jews in the entire land. They were already on par with them, but they would outnumber them. And that was critical in shaping Sharon's thinking for the disengagement, in taking the decision to disengage from Gaza and being able to control as much of the land without the demographic, you know. So. And
with that demographic increasing towards that direction, do you see possible improvements coming from that factor?
Well, only in the sense that it again speaks towards this point of why the two-state solution is becoming defunct. Because if you are claiming to be democratic power and you're struggling to retain a Jewish majority, you're going to have to resort to non-democratic means. And that's, you know, already been happening. Things like a loyalty oath or birth restrictions or banning Palestinian family unification, banning Palestinians from marrying one another, that would increase the Palestinian population. These are already laws. There's already laws like, you know, racist laws like this in the Knesset to try to restrict Palestinian population numbers. So, you know, you have to choose. Like, do you want to be democratic or do you want to have an ethnic majority? So.
I know, we were just talking about that the other day, the marriage laws, that a Palestinian cannot marry a Jew in Israel, and we were wondering if a Palestinian could marry a Christian.
Well, Palestinians, there are many Palestinian Christians, so yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean, an Arab,
yeah.
So they can marry, but a Jew cannot marry a
I don't actually
Muslim?
know about that. I wish Hoida was here. She would tell me more. I've heard of that, but I'm not sure. But definitely you can't marry, Palestinians can't marry each other if they're from different territories. You know, which is appalling if you think about it. Like
Sure.
West Bank, Gaza, or Israel.
Well, they can get married, they just can't live
Right,
together.
exactly. So, you know, yeah. It's a ban on sort of recognizing, you know, that union, or, yeah, exactly, you can't live together. Your choice of residence, yeah. I mean, the idea is indirect transfer, right, to force you out of your place of residence. Yeah.
Why do you think Israel might bomb Iran?
You know, I don't think they will. I think going back to this Arab Spring question, I think that's one of the things that they might have not hesitated before, but I think there might be, you know, sabotage and these kinds of means, like the assassination of the scientists, maybe, trying to like instigate a coup or having a maybe movement inside do it on their behalf, something like that. I don't think they directly would risk doing it. I mean, I don't think so. You're not dealing with, you know, they attacked the Iraqi nuclear reactor, okay, sure, but you're not dealing with that. I mean, Iran is a far different story than any of those other countries, I think, that they've attacked, be it Syria, Lebanon, or...
So all this bravado and
I think
talk in the media
yeah.
about them possibly doing it from the U.S. or from Israel.
I mean, the U.S. didn't give their approval, that's for sure, we know that now. And I don't think, you know, I think basically Netanyahu might have been told, find another way, and I think that's what they might do. But who knows? I mean, I don't put it beyond them, but I don't think it will be a direct strike. It's going to be some other means, you know. I mean, that's been the trend, right, of the past few years, is not so much direct strikes, but it's, except in the case of Gaza, but fine.
One standard way to do that is false flag attacks.
Is what?
False flag attacks.
Right,
That's
exactly.
Where,
Yeah.
where they go blow up something in Israel, where the Israelis did
Exactly,
it, but
that's
they hang
that's
a-
what I
hang
was,
a
yeah, like
Iranian
a Gulf of
flag on
Tonkin
it.
type scenario, yeah. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Or did somebody else have?
So Laila, would you like to tell us about the book and if people want to buy
Oh,
it?
sure, yeah. I have it here, and you know, it's by I don't know if she had any of the brochures in the box, but Helena Koban, my publisher, who herself is a veteran journalist and blogger, is the owner of Just World Books, and they have a lot of great titles on the website as well. But yeah, it's here. I'm happy to sign it if anybody's interested in buying it. So
And how much is it?
it's 22.
Other than your family that you've mentioned and your journalism, what fuels your self-empowerment?
What fuels it?
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, it's somebody was talking about you wax and wane in terms of your I think it's normal for everyone, your activism. But of course, we're living this, right, on a daily basis. So, there's that great sign on the wall, the West Bank wall, that says to exist is to resist. And so I always, keep that in mind. But also that I don't want to sort of become just sort of a non-active, apathetic, assimilated member of society generally, because it's really easy to do that, whether you're Palestinian or not here. So it's important for me to be able to travel back there, I think, on a regular basis, to take my children there, to share people's stories, to contribute in whatever way. And that's what this other book that I'm almost done with, the Gaza Kitchen, is essentially a cookbook, but it talks about the cuisine, but also the history of Gaza. And that's something I've been working on for a few years, as a sort of a backdoor to understanding the situation, to drawing people in through other means. So it's one way I'm doing it, but trying to find other creative means, But it can be exhausting.
Thank you so much.